Ring, ring, ring. What's going on, world? It's your boy, Kuya P, my pal, Eldon Webster style, in the place to be. Another KayFabeyBaby NRW Ring Generals podcast. I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. I've been talking all day. As y'all know, we're also a press outlet. We're just not wrestling fans. We cover a lot of things over here. My brother over there with Sartorial and Geek, and obviously you're on the NRW, so you know what we're doing up in here. But we've got a main event happening as of this recording this weekend. One of the classic events from the 80s. One of the shows I used to tune in all the time as a kid. I think I actually was watching since the Jump Off. I believe I was tuning in from the Jump Off with Saturday Night's Main Event as a kid when Terry Bollea, aka Hulk Hogan, was doing the Maine territory. I used to live in Maine, Eldon. I remember before he was I was watching him before he was WWE and well, WWF, and the territory started coming together, and then they started having main event, you know, because we're old heads. So we've been with wrestling at its genesis. Although after the Bruno Sammartino days and all that, you know, we were coming in, we're 80s baby. So we the modern era, if you will. So this is pretty cool to see. I'm really excited about them bringing this back. They obviously know that AEW Collision isn't all that can be. So there's that in competition. Let's go ahead and bring back main event. And
I'm solitary event, though,
which is also my question too. I don't know if this is going to be an ongoing every Saturday night thing now again, or is this really
quarterly? I think it's 4 times a year, if I remember the deal correct. It's like a 4 times a year sort of thing.
Okay, yeah. Because I didn't read into this at all yet. So what you know of it is to be a quarterly thing throughout the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like, especially since there isn't a pay-per-view in December, this is that PLE in December. Now, I'm wondering, I don't know if it's a 2-hour show or a 1-hour show. That I don't know, because back in the day, if you remember, this came on instead of Saturday Night Live for a lot of time. So this wasn't prime time.
Oh, shit. You know what? That's kind of crazy. Brought that up. You know what? Now that makes sense, because I remember getting into Saturday Night Live. Well, one, because of my parents, because it predated, you know, main event. So I remember watching that. Then all of a sudden I started watching Saturday Nights, begging my parents to let me watch main event. And then after a while, it was back to SNL. It was, it's all clicking now. You're making sense to me. That's right.
Yeah, but I think this starts at 8, so this is prime time now.
Wow. Yeah.
Makes sense. It makes perfect sense. I wouldn't put this on at 11 o'clock or 11.
Yeah.
35, whatever it is.
So what's your history on main event? Any memories from Saturday Night's Main Event for you?
I feel like and I don't remember exactly. I know like the Mega Powers, Hogan and Savage, part of their history was on Saturday Night's Main Event. I forget exactly what it was, but that's what I remember more so than anything. But just it was Saturday Night's Main Event was, for those of us who didn't have cable, especially back in the day, like that was our WrestleMania. We saw WWE superstars that every Saturday. You know, we saw whatever NWA programming was on with WCW by the time Ted Turner bought Jim Crockett Promotions. But Saturday Night's Main Event was an event. One, it was late, so you know you got your parents. Even on Saturday, still like, can I stay up and watch this, mom, or whatever?
Exactly.
So it was a special thing, but it always delivered that, again, pay-per-view sort of drama and emotion. And I think to some degree we get a lot more of that now because of the way everything's scripted and it's high drama soap opera now. It was on every episode for the most part, but back then, especially if you didn't catch WrestleMania, you only had WrestleMania, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and SummerSlam. You only had the 4 back. You didn't have one every month. You know, especially growing up in Baltimore City, we didn't have cable. We didn't get cable until I went to college. But there weren't a lot of cable outlets, especially in the city. And you know, back in the day, the whole block had to sign up. So that wasn't happening like that. So we weren't getting cable, let alone paying the X amount of money for WrestleMania. So that was like our PLE back in the day, our pay-per-view, like, because they brought it with main event every single time. Never disappointed.
Definitely. I also kind of think, begging my parents to let me stay up because it was, the nighttime events, and they generally would allow it because it was the weekend. It was Saturday,
Right, exactly.
because you could get away with staying up late on Friday nights and Saturday nights because you didn't have school the following days.
Right.
I also want to say, I remember when the Rockers used to be the thing, and I want to say when they split up and Michaels did the kick into Jannetty's face into the glass. I want to say it was main event, not Raw. I kind of want to say it was there. So like,
I feel like that predates
Pinnacle
Raw.
events, and then I want to say the Macho Man snake bite with Jake happened on main events. I'm trying to remember signature moments, and I need to look that up because I'm curious if some of the big signature moments of the '80s happened on main events.
Yeah, I think because
you could get away with that kind of stuff on that because it was later in the night. Yeah,
but I think Raw didn't happen until the '90s though.
That's true. So it had to happen main event then.
Either
because Superstars was during the day.
Yeah, that was like for me. It was on Saturdays.
Yeah,
Saturday afternoons.
So and they weren't trying to allow certain things like that to happen because of young kids. So they would save more mature element, things like that for that. So I want to say, and if that's the case, hell yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Just as a fan, they were giving us that good stuff, and that's pretty cool. But I'm excited to see it back.
Same.
Yeah,
can't wait for that.
So we'll get into the picks for this big event this week, y'all. But before we do, Eldon and I have been very busy, as y'all know, with so many other contents. So we need to check. I want to just check in real quick. I know we had the NXT event. I think you were out last week, so it was just me and Sean doing the picks. Do you want to talk a little bit of just the aftermath of that real quick? Just any thoughts on that? Any highlights for you?
I am excited that we're going to see Oba versus Trick, and I think that is the appropriate person to take it off of Trick.
Agreed. Yeah.
I don't think that and the thing is, I know we were talking before when he lost the North American title, like what were they going to do with him, and then to have him inserted into the Iron Survivor, and then even the swerve with Eddie Thorpe, pretty much conning his way in that whole situation into a title match this week. Well, this week he got the match. Next week, the match happens, I think. But yeah, I liked it. Other than that, I don't know too much else about what happened, actually.
Because you've been busy.
Yeah.
We had Julia winning. So quick recap. Yeah. Julia won the women's Iron Survivor Challenge. Excited about that. We kind of, knew, it was stacked. Come on. Soul Rucka, Stephanie Vaca Zaria, all of them are superstars.
Soul Taker, whatever it is that she did. That, I swear to goodness, that move is so amazing to see. It really is.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I would have been really happy with anyone in that one, to be honest, because we all know they're going to be great superstars over there. We had Nathan Frazier and Axiom retaining. Didn't matter with me on that one. Trick,
I don't understand about that. I don't understand. Look, nothing against Nathan Frazier and Axiom. I did see that. Now, as you say, I do. I don't understand why they're keeping the belts on. I really don't.
I don't know. They're cool sometimes, and then they're like boring. I don't know. I go up and down. I'm never the same with them. So
I was so happy when Chase U beat them, and I was upset when they lost. Chase U lost to them and lose the belt. So it's like, yo.
Yeah. It seemed like they were building a cool, entertaining storyline, but that went real quick. Yeah. As you said, Trick defeated Ridge Holland. We also had, like I said, Obafemi winning the Iron Survivor, and I was a little sad by this, although I like them both. But Lola defeating Jade Parker in the NXT Underground match.
I was surprised. First of all, can we do away with the NXT Underground, please? Thank you. But yeah, I was surprised at that as well. I think maybe that's Lola's match, so they were going to give it to her in that regard. But yeah, I was disappointed because I think if anybody should have won and maybe needed the one to propel them, it would have been Jada. I don't think Lola. No. Let me back up. Because that's her match. Yeah, I think it would have made her look bad if she lost. But I think Jada should have won.
Yeah. If anybody were to dethrone it, I was hoping it'd finally be her to dethrone Lola.
Right.
From
Right.
that.
And ladies and gentlemen, the beeping you heard was I'm in the kitchen cooking, so that was a rice maker. Just let you know. Nothing going up in smoke is just a rice cooker.
It's all good, brother. It's all good. My man cooking as always, in more ways than one. So NXT deadline, entertaining, and then post NXT, you had mentioned Eddie Thorpe. I didn't catch it, so you want to bring that back up? So Eddie is our new champ who trick. There was some trickery. What happened?
What happened was a couple weeks ago, he was supposed to be an Iron Survivor. He got taken out. Well, no, last week he got taken out, supposedly attacked. So last week, after the aftermath of Iron Survivor, he confronted Obafemi. I think he confronted somebody else, basically saying that he didn't get his opportunity to win because somebody took him out. So he used that and he got Ava to give him a title shot next week. And once he got there, he revealed, yeah, he took himself out. It was all a con to get his title shot.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay,
so,
Eddie.
I didn't see that coming though, because they I didn't like him as a character, but they didn't really play him as that sort of conniving snake heel.
Mm.
So I didn't expect that, and I like that. So now he has a little bit of depth to him in that regard. Because before it was like, he's there. I don't care. I mean, and there was nothing about his character to make him stand out for me as a viewer. Not that I didn't care about the man as a human being, but just in general. But this adds some nuance. Also, NXT, I think to some degree, don't have as many heels as probably you would want. You got All Ego, who I think is about to go up. He lost against Tony this past week because Tony was a heel. Now he's a face. You have All Ego, who's a heel. Oba's just Oba. So, yeah, even like they had Lexus King kind of being a heel. Now he's kind of a tweener. Like none of the male talent are coming off for me as straight heels at the moment. So having another heel in Eddie Thorpe, I think, works.
Okay. Yep. So they're cooking over there. They're cooking over there. They got some of the best women's wrestlers, I would say, right now, and up and coming, and it's very cool over there. Before we get to the main event, there is also another organization out there, but I don't know, man. I think a lot of us have been really cool on AEW for the moment, and they got an event coming here locally that I know y'all aren't available. I've been pondering, but I don't know. I just haven't been getting sized, man. But we did talk before we started rolling, as you know, Eldon, one of our favorite characters of the moment that got built over this past year in timeless Tony Storm is now no longer timeless Tony Storm. Let's talk on that real quick, man. Just real quick vibes. I'm sad.
I was sad. I was very sad when I saw that reveal at the end of Winter's Coming. Mind you, I will give you the Mariah May match and what is her name?
Mina Shirakawa?
Mina, yes. Mina. Yeah. Great smile. Like that was a good match. I enjoyed the match from when I saw it. And having Tony come out, having her come out as just Tony Storm, it didn't like the gas was out. Like, it didn't hit the same. If that was timeless Tony Storm, oh hell, like we talked before, like that was like the 1920s. Have her come out as like a 70s version of timeless, like the different eras.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would have been dope. But no, we got, and I don't mean this to be disrespectful, regular smegular Tony Storm that we saw in AEW, that we saw in NXT or NXT 8 and WWE. It's like,
it's cookie cutter.
They're not remarkable then. I mean, I hate to put it that way. Like that Tony Storm, especially with the way the women were in AEW then, did not stand out to me. Her being timeless, head and shoulders above everybody. That gimmick, and I was telling you before, that's probably one of the best gimmicks I've seen in the past 5 years, if not past decade.
Completely
Straight
agree.
up. Because it was so unique, but she killed it.
Yes.
From everything from the promo work to even the retirement letter was in character. The retirement letter, how she conducted herself during presses. I'm like, yo, like the dedication to character, the dedication to kayfabe was just wonderful to watch. It really was, and I loved it. And seeing her go back to regular Tony Storm, I'm sad because we've said it before. That was one of our main highlights of was watching her and watching anything involving her.
Yeah, I completely agree. I was heartbroken, man. I'm with you. 110%. Now she's back to being a regular schmegler. It's so cookie cutter. They all kind of look the same. They all have the same kind of vibe, and that character stood out above everyone else. So, yeah, I'm sad. Hopefully they'll reconsider. I like the through the eras kind of versions as well. That would be kind of cool, but taking it all the way back to recent shit, nah, it didn't have the same punch. But we shall see, man. But also, yeah. So what are the vibes with everything else AEW? It's just not hitting with me right now.
The Death Rider thing kind of had me at first, but I'm just not feeling it. I am, and I mean, I do like the Hurt Syndicate. That's like the one thing I'm interested in.
Okay.
But I don't know why it's not hitting it. And it's, as a fan and a fan of so many of the guys and girls in that company, there is just something they're doing that is not making me want to watch. Like it's so bad. Like I don't even care about watching highlights on YouTube half the time because it's just like all this. It just doesn't, like, I'm literally watching. Like I'm watching highlights from TNA when I will catch it, WWE, because I subscribe to all of them. And AEW comes on, I was like, okay, do I want to watch this? That's how I saw the whole Mina Shirakawa and all that, and some of the other things. It's like I don't even care about some of the things anymore. And that hurts me. That really hurts me. That, like, the product they're putting out doesn't elicit an emotional reaction.
Agreed.
And that's bad.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, this ain't gonna be a hate AEW show because we actually enjoy AEW like some of the other people, because there's a lot of people that bash it, which also makes me sad as well. Like you're saying,
we want it better.
Yeah,
that's all we want. We want it better. We're not the only ones on the internet saying that we just want it to be better, because we want a healthy, viable number 2 product out there that commands not just dollar share but mind share. Like the Monday Night Wars. Like that was something to behold. And even before then, just WCW was still a viable number 2 option to WWF back in the day. And I think we all just want something like, even TNA at its peak was a viable number 2 option. Like they shot themselves in the foot with their mismanagement and bullshit. But again, that's all we want as wrestling fans, because everybody's better when that happens. And that's why we want it so much.
Yep. I'm with it. So, well said from my brother Webster Style. So we're going to shift gears, though. As you see from the backdrop, Saturday night's main event is returning, and we got some picks for y'all. And we'll see how we fare. And we'll come back next week, hopefully, with probably the last episode of the year. And then obviously we'll be back, hopefully, as a trio to talk everything again in 2025 and where we're going to head it with wrestling. And hopefully AEW will pick their asses back up off the mat and get it going. But let's go, Webster Style, if you're ready. We have first up the tournament final for the inaugural WWE Women's United States Championship. So happy to say that. It's been about damn time. We have either we have matches in between before we get to this final. We have the Bayley or Chelsea Green match first, and then there's Michin versus Tiffany Stratton. So let's pick the winners between Bayley and Chelsea, then Michin versus Tiffany, and then who will eventually then between the two of those decided winners, who do we think will be the United States first United States champion. Let's start with Bayley versus Chelsea Green. I'm going for Chelsea Green just to get a push.
Same. I think, look, Chelsea Green, she is so entertaining.
Exactly.
We know just from other companies, she has great character work and she can carry a title.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going Chelsea.
I dig it. Love it. All right, cool. Love Bayley, but we've seen Bayley with it. I want to see just Chelsea get that Riz. All right. Michin versus Tiffany Stratton.
Michin.
I want to say Michin as well, but I just have a vibe because I think also like Chelsea, Michin deserves that push.
Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton seems obvious because we know that's the Golden Girl, and she's amazing. We both, love, and people have heard us. I just got a vibe that they're gonna give it to Tiffany, but I want Michin.
Yeah. And this is the thing. Okay, I'll put it this way: if I'm not feeling Tiffany getting even like advancing, let alone getting the belt because she has money in the bank.
And that's it too. It feels like a waste because she has money in the bank.
But I can see your point with Tiffany and Michin. I see, and they got that ongoing feud, that storyline with Nia has been going on. I see Nia getting involved. I see Nia getting involved and costing somebody the match. Considering how things have gone, I don't know who. But I'm leaning. I want Michin to win. But I can definitely see what you're saying as far as Tiffany's concerned.
Yeah.
But ultimately, even going down the line, it's hard because if Michin does win and it's Michin versus Chelsea, that's tough. That's so tough for me to pick one. Because I think the whole point of that belt in the U.S. women's belt is a mid-card title. And all of, these are two character workers right there. Michin as well as Chelsea, who have been killing whatever they've thrown at them, whatever feud, whatever they are great character people. But I think at the end of the day, I'm going with Chelsea because I want Chelsea to have the belt. That is going to be so hilarious if she has the belt.
I agree.
It's going to be so fun.
Yeah.
I remember her.
It's going to shock people, and they need shocking moments. So yeah, I think we're both predicting. We both want Chelsea, and I think they also will shock people because Tiff is such a golden girl that Michin will advance. But then I personally think I would love the belt on either of them, but I got a feeling Chelsea will take it all and be the first champ, and that will be super interesting.
Right there for the title, a rematch or something. But I think I just think of Chelsea's run in TNA as TNA Knockouts champion, as her hot mess character, and how wholly entertaining that was.
Yeah. So Chelsea Green is our pick for the inaugural United States Championship. I like it a lot. All right, let's keep it on the women, bro, and have the Women's World Championship with champion Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. Will we get a belt exchange here? I'm going to go with another surprise. I want Io to finally take it off.
Me too. I am so over Liv as champion.
Although I like Liv, if Sean were here, he's obviously gonna say, "Fuck Liv." I think there's still juice in the Liv thing, and I think they'll still make it work. That's why I have a fear that it's still gonna retain. Liv might still retain, but I want to put the energy into there that they're also doing pretty good with building up Io after some of the recent stuff of late too. And Io's been champ. She's winner. She gives the highlight reel every time.
Yep, she's always the MVP of War Games. But I'm going with Io. I think this is a good opportunity to take the belt off of Liv and advance a new storyline. Yeah. I think we're all over her and Rhea, and hopefully that's done. Of course, they did go back to the well of Damian and Finn, which is that a main event too?
It's the next match.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's my opinion on that.
So we have Io winning the women's championship. So as we said a second ago, the triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther, our current champion, versus Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. I need this to finally be over. Gunther has no Riz, so I need a switch up. I don't think Damian still has it either. I kind of want to see Finn take it and also be tag team champion as well. I think it'll be interesting ways they can play with that.
That's where I am with it too. I'm sitting here like I want Finn to win. Originally, when they announced this, I thought, okay, this is a way of Damian getting title back. Him by him hitting Finn, you end that feud. He doesn't beat Gunther, so Gunther still looks a certain way. Allow him to kind of get some of his charisma back and chase the title again, and then put the title back on Damian. That's what I thought. But I'm sitting here and I'm listening and I'm thinking, I'm like, Finn has never gotten another opportunity to be world champion. That's the universal, he's never been able to be world champion. Again, he's gotten opportunities, but he's never been able to carry the title again since that millisecond run of being universal champion all those years ago. I think I'm going with Finn because it would be a hell of a surprise. But Finn has to, this is what has to happen. Damian has to beat Gunther, but then Damian gets pulled off of Gunther or something happens and Finn is able to capitalize. So Finn never really beat anybody. He was just being sneaky and taking advantage of the situation. Or Carlito or somebody came down and, pulled Damian off him and Finn took it. That's how I see it happening in my head. And I think that's a
dope, man. It would be so dope. If all of what we said so far happens, it would be shock and awe and would be so really cool.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I'm with it. All right. I love that we're kind of flowing the same on this Webster style. All right. Let's see if it continues. Next match, a regular match, but it's Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. I don't know how to call this one. To be honest with you. So I'm curious where you're going to lay on this.
I'm going with Drew. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
Sami has been riding high. He did, this is a bloodline thing. He's been riding high. They just won War Games. And Drew is coming off of that loss to Punk. I don't think they bring him back to lose. But also, I think him winning, him as in Drew, furthers the storyline. All right, I've taken out Sami. Next on my list is Jey Uso. And next on my list is Jimmy Uso. Like, he has a hit list. So it does not serve his storyline if he loses the first mark he's trying to get rid
of. You know what? I'm sold. Because I don't know where to go, but you gave a perfect case, so I will file along with you on that one, my good sir. All right. Last but not least, the main event. It's on Saturday night's main event. From my backdrop, you see it: Cody Rhodes versus KO. I want to go KO, but I have a feeling that the champ is going to retain.
Let me tell you, I was thinking about this earlier today, and I was on the same page as you are with that. I was thinking this is considering they've already run this match.
Yeah.
I think there would be less impact if Cody won. I think KO winning, again, there's a feud there. You can continue the feud, continue the storyline. And this also gives Cody a storyline with the title that does not involve the bloodline at all. And not even, what was it? Was it Saudi Arabia when Kevin got kicked out? Anyway, with Randy? Yeah, that's what it was, Randy. Or Randy comes back and interferes. And then reignite that feud. I can see one of those two things happening. If he doesn't win, if KO doesn't win, I see Randy coming back. Because then that feud is there because that needs to be continued. But if not, I see KO. I love the storyline with that. And
Yeah.
honestly, while I love Cody as champion,
Yeah.
they have not served him well by telling great stories around the championship.
Yeah. It's been a little lackluster and somewhat boring. Um, this would be crazy wild if all of these predictions go down, man.
Yep.
It would be
If
shocking
it
awe.
does,
It would make it
they need
a
to
huge.
hire him.
I think we
Straight up,
need.
they need to hire
Say
him.
again.
I said, if they do go down, they need to hire us straight up.
Oh, I'm saying. I feel that, brother. I'm with you. Cut the check, y'all. We'll be there.
Like, side note, if there any indie wrestling promotions out there that want to give us a chance to be a booker, holla at us. We'd
Let's
do
go.
it. We'd love it.
Hey, man, we need more wrestling up in here in 2025. We're down.
Right.
I'm down. Man, I think it would be so big and would make the event so much an event, if they go through and be bold and give the people what they want. I think we're not alone, and the stories are kind of there, and you can still build off of it. It's not going to take any less, but if you really shock people with these, because if I was a bet man, some of these picks I wouldn't put it on because I think that would be the safe route, and that's where they want to go. But let's be bold and let's go with some of this because you can build so much up from out of it.
Yeah.
So
you can.
anyway, I dig these picks, man, and we'll see if we come into fruition and when we return next week, hopefully for the last show.
Also, you got to be bold with this. Since if this is quarterly, you want to make sure this is must-see TV. That people tune into this and they know that, hey, we don't know what's going to happen. Anything happened on Saturday Night's main event, that's what it was for our past growing up.
Right.
And we never knew, so many major events happen on Saturday Night's main event that we just calling out as we were talking earlier, and that's what it was. And they need to be bold and make some really out of the ordinary booking decisions in this regard to really make this exciting.
I feel because isn't that the vibe we're feeling right now as we head into Netflix in 2025 with all of the moves that they've done now, because it's been so non-Vince McMahon. It's this era post McMahon has been so, we have all we are tuned in WWE now as wrestling fans. They have been just Triple H era is killing it, man. And these new makers, I'm excited.
You notice something going back to sort of AEW. You notice as Triple H has become more entrenched, we not just us, but the wrestling populace has become more and more tuned in to WWE. Maybe not solely, but AEW has a harder and harder time getting mind share. And it makes you wonder, is that more so to the product that AEW is putting out, or how good WWE has been at captivating eyeballs?
Both. Because I want to give them, we both want to give AEW one more time.
Yeah.
But it's been whack.
We always go back and we always want to give them props. We may talk about things we feel like falter, but we always talk about things we think are really, really good.
Exactly.
Again, going back to Tony Storm, you and I harped all the time about that was the best thing on AEW TV. The whole feud with, what's her name? I'm getting old, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm forgetting.
Right, join the club, my brother.
Look, right, we talked about how good that storyline was, forever. You knew it was coming, but you didn't know when. And then it happened. It was just great. So we will talk about the great things. It's just that the great things, there are not a lot of great things half the time. There are a lot of good things half the time.
Yeah.
But again, going back to WWE, they've just been, even when they're we're down on it, it is nowhere near what it was. The not so good now is amazing compared to what it was 5 years ago with Vince.
Yeah. Agreed. Good times in wrestling, y'all. Those are our picks for Saturday night's main event. What you got going on over at Sartorial and Geek before we get up out of here, Webster Style?
Well, we just got out from PAX Unplugged this past weekend, so I still got I got videos from that coming out. My interview with George from Rabble Games is out. My interview with Chris from Solus Game Studio will be out tomorrow at the time of this. Yeah, what's today? Yeah, tomorrow at the time of this recording. Still pumping out stuff from Exotica, New Jersey. I still got video to edit. So I had a whole bunch out that came out while I was gone. Kiki Dare, Logan, I forget Logan's name. My apologies. But yeah, those are out, and I still got some more coming out. You know, it's rapid fire. We're trying to get everything out before the end of the year. So it's still a lot in the can that's coming out. And of course, I still got Game Bites is sitting there waiting for me to finish. So hopefully I'll get that out by the end of the year as well.
All right, there you go, my man Webster Style. Show him love, subscribe, follow, do all the things. As he said, we got Exotica New Jersey coverage coming, the PAX Unplugged coverage coming. I also went and tackled Exotica DC for a little bit, so we have that coming. A mountain of stuff. Sean was also with Eldon at PAX Unplugged, so you know, 2 of the 3 were there. I was gonna go, but wasn't feeling well. So we got a rack of stuff happening, y'all. For me, it's also award season over here. I got together with a bunch of my critic friends to give us the top, you know, film predictions or just our vibes from all the films that came out this past year. A lot of that content, just a mountain of content is coming your way, y'all. So please like, share, subscribe, do all the things. My brother Webster Style, salute to my man Sean Mongold out there doing whatever he's doing right now. Just a lot coming your way this year. We appreciate the love, support, but we're out of here, y'all. As always, in a 1, 2, 3. Peace, y'all.
You come in my face, I'm gonna fight you.
Well, you're not gonna bust a nut anytime we're in the ring.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
When I get my hands on you, I'm gonna eat your ass like a pot of collard greens, baby.
I'm gonna stretch his ass like it's never been stretched before.
You can hide behind that commissioner stuff just so long until I jerk a knot in your ass.
And if you don't think I'm big enough, then you grab a hold of me, and you'll know that I'm growing, my man. Within your hands, I will get as big as I need to be to do the job on you.
All right, just jerk Helmsley off.
There's one part of our bodies that's soft, and it ain't soft all the time, if you catch my meaning.
I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. Just you and I getting it on like 2 men should do.
Oh, no, that's interesting.
Boy, I'm coming.